Volkswagen's Tiguan eHybrid uses an established VW Group PHEV powertrain to deliver a 28-mile all-electric driving range and lots of e-drive options. It's the same sort of thing obvious volume brand mid-sized SUV plug-in competitors offer, but here the technology is delivered with a bit more polish. In short, there's lots to like if you don't mind the premium pricing.
This plug-in petrol-electric engine is the same one that features in GTE versions of the Golf and the Passat, which means that despite all the new tech fanfare, it is based around mechanicals which the brand no longer uses in its conventional models, a 1.4-litre TSI petrol engine and a DSG gearbox with only 6 speeds. The engineers have in recent times, though, given this plug-in package a bigger 10.4 kilowatt-hour battery, which powers an 85 kilowatt electric motor. And that's why this Tiguan eHybrid's full electric driving range, when it's completely charged, is reasonably class competitive at 28 miles, which you won't get anywhere near if you approach this eHybrid's theoretical all-electric top speed of 80 miles an hour. This VW Group PHEV powertrain does as usual have to be paired with front-wheel drive, and as ever, various selectable settings govern the way that you can use it. The car always starts off in fully electrified E mode before switching to a hybrid mode, which sees the electric motor and the combustion engine combining together. As part of this setting, you have a battery hold option, which will save battery charge until later in your trip, and a battery charge setting in which the battery will be charged as you drive by the TSI engine. There's also a press-on engine-only GTE mode. Even though this car isn't badged GTE, that setting enables a potential 62 miles an hour sprint time at 7.5 seconds on the way to 127 miles an hour. These sprightly figures reflect a total combined system output of 245 PS, and that's more than enough to offset the PHEV battery's 135 kilogram weight penalty. There are some neat touches too. We mentioned the battery hold option earlier. You may not need to use that very often though, thanks to the proactive navigation system. Once the route's been set, this will use GPS data and speed limits to work out how the powertrain should deploy its electrical power to best use. We also like the seamless way the engine cuts in and out when necessary, and the fact that when you need to rev it, it doesn't get as thrashy as some competitor units do. The Tiguan doesn't take too kindly to being thrown about though, but of more importance to most owners will be the supple ride and the impressive refinement. The 28-mile all-electric driving range served up here could mean that with a typical commute, a Tiguan eHybrid owner might only need to actually visit a fuel station every month or two. Depending on the power source, charging takes place with a 2.3 or 3.6 kilowatts alternating current. As for the WLTP rated efficiency figures, well, the base life spec variant manages 178.4 miles per gallon on the combined cycle and 36 grams per kilometre of CO2, and that means a BIK rating of just 11%. For this elegance version, it's 151.1 mpg, 42 grams per kilometre and 13%, and for the top R-Line spec, it's 165.1 mpg, 39 grams per kilometre and 11%. Unless you spot the extra charging flap or the distinct badging, you're unlikely to notice that this eHybrid variant is different from any other Tiguan. This PHEV variant only comes with the conventional 5-seat body style, and of course it features all the most recent Tiguan visual updates, which means you get a wide grille with an extra lower chrome strip. At the back there are 3-dimensional tail lights. Beneath these 2-part lamps, the large tailgate extends to each side, while lower down there's an integrated diffuser with a granite grey metallic finish. Let's take a look inside. At the wheel, there's a premium style feel you just don't get from most competing volume brand mid-sized PHEV crossovers. You sit quite commandingly, and the build quality and general ergonomics are difficult to fault. Through the leather-stitched wheel, you view an instrument panel that features Volkswagen's Digital Cockpit Pro 10.25-inch high-resolution screen. This customises its layout to your preference in the presentation of the two main dials, which can be configured to show everything from efficiency stats to off-road information. And you can separately individualise the display between them, and that can showcase a whole range of different data, but it looks most sophisticated when it's showing a navigation map. There are various E-specific readouts, and those you'll also find on this 8-inch Discover Media central screen. That's upgradable to 9.2 inches on request. Time to take a seat in the back. The back seat here is still one of the more spacious ones you'll find in the mid-sized segment, but the main reason we like it is that Volkswagen's integrated a sliding feature, so you can prioritise either legroom or boot space behind. That's something you'll have to do without on many rivals, even premium badged ones. There's 180mm of back and forth adjustment. Headroom's fine too, although you will compromise it a little if you order the optional panoramic glass roof we have here. Out back, boot space falls by 137 litres because of the need to place the PHEV system battery beneath the cargo area floor. That means a 437 litre boot capacity, although you can extend that via a standard ski hatch or of course by folding the 40-20-40 split rear bench. It's puzzling why it took Volkswagen so long to bring us a PHEV version of this Tiguan, given that the technology it uses has been around for over half a decade in a Golf. This powertrain will, after all, make so much sense to the sensible, conservative folk who tend to like this uber-sensible Wolfsburg mid-sized SUV. A Tiguan eHybrid can't offer you the longest all-electric driving range in the segment, but it does feel classier inside than rival PHEV versions of direct competitors like the Ford Kuga, the Peugeot 3008, the Citroën C5 Aircross and the Vauxhall Grandland. Now yes, you could get an even smarter cabin feel by opting for a mechanically very similar Audi Q3 45 TFSI-E, but that would cost a great deal more. For quite a few crossover customers who are tempted by the PHEV concept, what's served up here will be more than sufficient for their needs. It's a very complete package.